Hi guys, and welcome to TechFerb. Today I wanted to do something a little bit different. Now, if you've been following this channel from pretty much the start, you might remember a video I did back then where it was a Fallout 4 Junker PC. I think it was about the third video I did, and I absolutely thoroughly enjoyed making that video. So you go back and watch it now. The quality's a bit crummy, but it was good content. I was lucky enough to have a cameraman on the day as well, which meant there was a bit of interaction in the video. I won't have that today, but I wanted to visit that concept again, but take it a little bit deeper this time. So what we're going to be doing today is we are going to be building a potato PC. So let's get into it. Okay, so the idea of a potato PC is very generalised, but most of you, if you know anything about computers and follow the PC Master Race scene, that whole thing, a potato PC is generally a really crappy PC or a really old PC. In my case, it is probably a mixture of both. So what we're going to be building, it's going to be a first generation i5. However, it's not going to be the i5 750 that I do have and have reviewed before. It is going to be an i5 650. Now, the reason why that's significant is the i5 650 is actually a dual-core hyper-threaded part. It's not a quad-core, unlike its i5 750 counterpart. So that means there's going to be 2 cores, 4 threads on very old architecture, so it's going to be very slow. And for the graphics card, we're actually bringing back that graphics card that I used in the Fallout 4 Junker build like over a year ago, maybe 2 years ago now, so it was a while ago. And it's this GPU here. It's a Radeon HD 5850. You know, I wanted to visit the concept again, and I wanted to take it deeper. So that's where we're going with that graphics card. It's a 1 gig. It has 1 gig VRAM as well. So if you're trying to do 1080p gaming on like modern titles with this graphics card, it's not going to cut it. However, it does have DirectX 11. It was the first. Well, not the first, but it was one of the first Radeon cards to have DirectX 11. So it will be compatible with every game that's made. Whether it will run them or not is another thing though. So in terms of RAM, we're going full again with the theme potato PC spec. I have 4 gigabytes of DDR3 RAM. I could have gone with 8 gigabytes, but that would kind of defeat the purpose of the video. So that's why we have 4 gig. Now, mainboard is kind of bog standard. It can take an i7, but I don't have an i7 and we're not going to do that yet. What I do have for storage is a WD Green 1TB drive. It's a bit of an older drive too, 2012. So it's going to be absolutely dog slow, which again fits in with the theme. And the power supply is a 500 watt. It is 80 plus certified. It's pretty heavy too. It's actually come out of a server. But the reason why I'm using that particular power supply is because this graphics card needs 2 6-pin, apologies, yes, 2 6-pin PCIe connectors, hence why I'm using that power supply. I'm going to be a bit tight on the wattage as well, and revisiting that video again that I did before, I actually blew up the 500 watt power supply I was using. However, I was using a Core 2 Quad Q6600 that was overclocked, so that was probably why that power supply went pop. So hopefully none of that will happen. If it does, then hey, we'll get it on a decent camera this time. I didn't have this camera back then. And the last thing to top it off, I mean, we've got a generic case, as you can see here. But the thing that it's kind of up to interpretation, but I'm going to be putting in a Blu-ray drive. I wouldn't consider this potato PC spec, but most of you would probably look and go, optical media, PC, potato PC spec. But I should probably explain what we're going to be doing with the build. So the idea here is this TV here I have behind me. I've had this for a very long time. It's a 720p screen. You know, I got an upgrade to all the other TVs in the house that we use, and this was a spare, and I didn't want to sell it because I'd get nothing for it. And I thought, hey, why not put it in the YouTube studio where I film in here, in this room that I use. So that's why it's here. It's a 720p TV, so the half HD thing they did like way back in the day, which is probably going to be suited to this potato PC. So that's where the Blu-ray drive comes in. If I want to watch Blu-ray movies, I can watch it on that TV with that drive. But we can also run games at 720p on this TV without having horrible scaling on like a 1080p monitor, because I can tell you 720p on a 1080p monitor just doesn't look right. So that's the idea behind this. I'm gonna put this together. I'm not gonna do that in the film. I'm just gonna skip over that because otherwise it adds too much time to the video, and a lot of people don't like that. So I'm gonna build this thing. We're gonna come back, and I am gonna see if we can run some games on it. Alright guys, so we've finished the build now. This is the machine right here in the flesh. It is working, as can be seen by the display behind me. We're not going to be doing any testing on the display because it is a 720p display. I'm actually going to be hooking it up to the TV that you saw on camera at the start of this film, and we're going to be doing some gaming on it. Now, let's just do a very quick tour of the Potato PC because I feel it's kind of justified. So I'm just going to grab my camera off the tripod. Haha. Haha. Alright, now you can see me. Okay, so let us flip around. Now, going down to the PC, as you can see right down there, that's the GPU. Got the hard drive all hooked up. The stock heatsink fan, there's the 500 watt power supply, and there is the not so flying spaghetti monster that is hiding in my case. So yeah, that's kind of the build, and this is kind of going to be it's going to be a series. So basically what we're going to be doing is I'm going to do a couple of game tests on this guy today, but I'll be incrementally upgrading it over time. So maybe beef up the graphics card, maybe put in a bit more RAM, maybe upgrade the CPU, and you know, we're just going to examine what it's like to A, work with a Potato PC, B, game with a Potato PC, and you know, what sort of upgrades should you do if you're running one of these systems. So let's get it hooked up to the TV and play some games. Alright guys, so we've got our game up on the screen now. So we're going to go with Borderlands 2 first. So an older title, I expect the system to be able to run it. We're going to be gaming at 1440 by 900 resolution. So this is one of those, like I said, this is one of those weird half HD TVs, hence why we're going with that res. We're going to be going 4x endoscopic filtering and like high on everything else, and we'll see what kind of frame rate we get. So let's dive into it. Yeah, it only takes forever to load games, by the way, that mechanical hard drive. Fantastic. Love not having an SSD. It's a great experience. Oh, and just to trigger the PC Master Race of you among the watching this video. Hey, not bad. We're floating around 60s. Alright, so I'd say Borderlands 2 is running really well. So, so far so good. We're getting at least 60, getting up to the hundreds depending on where we are. But overall this is good for the Potato PC. So let's move on to something a bit more challenging. Alright, so we're going to up the ante really, really hard now. We're going to go and try Fallout 4. So, yeah, this could break the PC. Obviously not the hardest game I have in my games library. That's probably going to be Ghost Recon Wildlands. But, hey, we'll give Fallout 4 a go and let's see if it breaks the Potato PC. It's still loading. It's been loading for a good couple of minutes now. Aha! Alright. We are in Sanctuary and wow, that lag. The slowness is whenever it has to load like a new game asset in, it's like just chugs. So I'm thinking maybe RAM. Whoa, I'm getting 1 frame per second. Alright, so clearly it can't run Fallout 4. It ran Borderlands 2, so I'm going to say middle of the road. If it can't run Fallout 4, it's not going to be able to run many other titles. But I can see straight up, the issue here is it's run out of RAM. So as soon as you see this kind of locking up, it means you've got a RAM issue. So I've just come out of an application, I've gone to click on this window and start scrolling, and it's gone, hey, hang on, I need to like go to the hard drive and get like the shit out of the page file and like dump the shit I got in there now and like pull that shit out, and you're just sitting there waiting all day for a crappy hard drive to access data, which is generally not a good idea. You don't want hard drives acting as RAM. Alright, we'll do one more title. Let's see if we can run CSGO, and then we'll wrap up, do a conclusion, and I think I'm going to keep doing some more content on this machine because I'm pretty interested in it. So let's give CSGO a go. Alright, so CSGO, everything's on low, 1440 by 900, and we are just doing a bot match in Dust 2. So, I expect this game to run. CSGO runs on pretty much anything. So, yeah, if this PC can't run it, then... yeah, I think it's time to go to the scrap heap if that's the case. Oh, heck yeah, we're getting like 120 FPS. This is awesome. Well, I think I've seen enough. We were averaging between 100 and like 150 and, you know, great. So I'm going to say CSGO is easily a pass. Yeah, that was a nice surprise to see that it does so well. Alright, so conclusion time. So we've done 3 games. Normally I do a lot more, but I wanted to do a different style of content for this video. And, you know, Borderlands 2, fantastic, ran really, really, really well. I'm really happy with how it went. Fallout 4 was just an utter unplayable experience. It didn't run well. CSGO, 2 thumbs up, fantastic product. So yeah, and I guess installing Windows off camera, you guys didn't see that process. It was fine, it ran really well. Windows 7 is actually pretty good on a hard drive, it's not that bad. But having said that, once the 4GB of RAM filled up, yeah, it's kind of a bit of a clunker of a PC. But you know, if this is a home PC, no problems. To be honest, this will be fine, you know, if you're just using it as a home PC. Office PC, this should not be used as a work computer. You need a real computer for that, and you should be spending good money on an office computer. And gaming, I guess, more or less, is the big question. If you're running modern titles, at the moment, in its current specification, it's going to be a no. If it can't run Fallout 4, it hasn't got a hope in hell of running any other modern titles. Fallout 4 is not a notoriously hard title to run. It can be demanding when you turn up the settings, but on low settings it's not an impossible game to run. It's designed to run on a lot of different types of hardware. Unfortunately, the hardware we're using in this case is anywhere between 6 to probably 9 years old now, so it's getting pretty old. And yeah, what else? So I think going forward, I'm going to turn this into a series. Now, the big gripe that I have with this system at the moment is just the amount of RAM that's in it. 4GB RAM it's not enough. You need more than 4GB RAM in 2018. Doesn't matter what you're doing, whether you're just using a home PC, office PC, gaming PC, workstation, whatever. It needs to have 8GB RAM, and you know, as we saw in these games here, especially in Fallout 4, it tanks really hard. So follow-up video I'm going to do is I'm going to upgrade the RAM in the system to 8GB. We're going to do a revisit, and we'll go from there. So like this video, give it a like. Dislike this video, give it a dislike. Comments down below. I'm very, very interested in your comments, by the way. So, like I said, I'm turning this into a series. So if you have anything you want me to check out, any games you want me to run, if I have it, I will be more than happy to run it. If you have a PC of a similar spec and you want to know, hey, how does it stack up to this, let me know. If you want me to do certain upgrades because you're running this particular platform for whatever reason, let me know. I'll be happy to do content on upgrading, putting in those certain upgrades and letting you know where your value for money is. And, you know, most importantly, guys, thanks for watching. It means a lot. And thank you for those who have been watching me and following me for some time now. There's been quite a few of you that have been following me for some time. And I do notice that in the comments. So, thanks for watching, guys. And I will catch you in the next video.